Hello, everyone. So we've had a split in the world of artificial intelligence in the real world. Now we're talking about real world jobs, not like, not N8N kids or anything like that. So on this side, we have really two types of real world jobs right now, right? So we have what used to be all of them. Let's start over here. Over here we had pred. That's predictive, right? That's a predictive AI, right? This was like last year. This was 99% of all machine learning. All right, and now we have, out of nowhere, I mean, it didn't come out of nowhere, but certainly the maturity of the LLMs and the agent revolution kind of caught me by surprise. It came out of nowhere. I thought it was going to be another fad, kind of like prompt engineering, right? That's not a real job. Over here we have Gen. Let's go GENAI. So now we have what was 99%. Now, who knows? But there are going to be a ton of jobs over here for people who want to build agents for a living under the Gen AI umbrella. The agent role, whatever you want to call it, someone was upset that it was called agent engineer and it was a low code. Listen, I've got to tell you, they're all low code. Like anytime we're talking about machine learning engineering in the real world, no one writes the models. The people writing the models are developers. Like even like on the agentic side, the brain of an agent is an LLM. That's the brain. The model is already created. You don't write shit. You don't write anything. There's no software code you're writing. You're using it. You're calling the brain. Guess what you're doing over here? You're calling, doesn't matter if you're using Python, C, doesn't matter what you're using, right? The model exists. All you're doing is calling it. All right. So I get that you don't like the word engineer, but there's no engineering in artificial intelligence. Model callers is what we should be called. Enough of that tangent. Getting back to the agent role. So we're going to have a ton of jobs created under this agent role umbrella that didn't exist a year and a half ago, which is really cool, right? Now I'm still sifting out what's involved in terms of the agent job for those who want to go I call it the no code, low code. We're going to have to give that a name so I don't keep writing that out. But the no code, low code revolution. These are going to be real jobs. These are going to be all six-figure jobs. Someone said, well, they won't have to hire you or someone that's skilled in this. Someone can just do it from the company, like in a business role. When someone says that, they don't understand what it means to be technical. All right. Being technical doesn't mean you can write and sling some code. Right? It goes far, far beyond that. Right? So within creating an agent isn't something, well, you can. Any moron can sling an agent together, right? But over here, there are LLMs, and all you're doing is calling them. That's true, right? LLM. Boy, that's LLMs, right? So over here is an LLM. But with inside that, to get the most out of the LLM is prompting, prompting, or prompt engineering, right? Not hard, not hard, but there's a lot to it, right? What else can you do to get the most out of an LLM, right? Fine tuning. Not hard, but it's technical. It is technical. You're going to have to understand and take courses to understand what fine tuning is on top of what context engineering is. And there's something new, if you haven't seen, there's something new in terms of prompt engineering called context engineering, which I really think is nothing more than really good prompt engineering, but that's an aside. Either way, it's just not that easy. So engineers, you spin up a model. You're going to have to work with. So remember, part of every agent has a few things, and one of those things is knowledge base or knowledge source, right? So there's going to be relational databases here, right? And a lot of companies are going to have agents that rely on relational databases. So you're going to have to know a good deal about this and how to work with tables in order to extract the right data for your agents, right? You're going to have to know, like there are a lot of just a ton of data sources. The data sources here are called connectors within the Microsoft Copilot Studio agent platform, right? They're called connectors. There's a Snowflake. Like, how can you use a Snowflake connector if you don't know what the hell it is? Require a connector for your agent, yet you don't know what it is and don't know how to access it, and don't know how to write the SQL to pull the data out you need for your agent? You think that's going to go over well for a company? No. Good luck. All right, so what I'm saying is that we've got good news. And the good news is this is going to create a ton, a ton of jobs. Yes, they are going to be technical, right? They're going to be technical, but they didn't exist a year and a half ago. This is a very cool opportunity. Everyone in the enterprise, I keep thinking back to, I had worked for a large healthcare company, not super large, not like what was the name of it? Shit, small. I don't know. Let's say they had 5,000 employees. I would say that that's whatever that is, 5K employees, right? So the onboarding process was so bad, I sat for 3 weeks, waiting for a laptop to be configured. 3 weeks, and I was getting paid. I don't know, I forget what it was, with no bonus, 210, 220. 3 weeks. I sat and I surfed the internet, and everyone was all right with me surfing the internet for those 3 weeks on my personal machine while they hunted down a laptop for me to use. All right. Just think what a simple an onboarding agent. Think how much that could have saved him. Now, this just wasn't me. Everyone that I talk with about the onboarding process within his company said the same thing. Said it's beyond horrific. So imagine how much money they lose during this onboarding process. Think how much they could save if they would hire an agent engineer or an agent. Well, let's come up with another name because most of you don't like that. An agent um, builder, an agent builder to build them an agent just for onboarding. And that is only a slice within HR onboarding. And then we have, 401ks, and then we have internal policies. Anyway, you get the idea. Two takeaways here. Lots of jobs created for Gen AI. We're still sifting through the routes to get there. But this is really good news. That's the takeaway for today. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. I'll put I think one came out today. Like, certainly it was about AI agents, wasn't it? What was it about? Don't know. Forget. Off the top of my head, I forget what it was. Came out today. One will come out this Wednesday. Have a look. Sign up. Wednesday at 3 p.m. Sign up. Have a look. Thank you. Have a great day. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're interested in this whole generative AI revolution. You should be. All right, so that's some good news.